what are the typical elements of real value that personal coach attends to?
Art, do you want to start or would you like me to?
No, that's fine. So I think it comes back again to this time freedom, money freedom. I mean, the ultimate payoff. Listen, the financial services business has changed dramatically over the last number of years. The regulatory environment, the corporate environment, the consumer environment. I mean, it's changed a heck of a lot. And the other thing about advisors, they're entrepreneurs. Many of them are, and they got a gazillion things that they could do. They got more opportunities and they have time to deal with them. And so, we spend time with them side by side as partners, trying to figure out, okay, what's the next step? What's the thing you should be paying attention to instead of being all over the map? And then the ultimate payoff is, look, you got more time with your family, more time with, to enjoy life, and you got the money to afford it. Those are, to me, are the two key payoffs that I see.
Yeah. What's your take, Julie?
I would definitely agree with Art, but I would say, Leo, the measurement really depends on the situation. So for instance, if we have someone who is looking at exiting the business and developing a succession plan, we'll help them really develop, make sure that their business is set up to be sold and that they have a life after business. They know what they're going to be doing and that business is a part of their life rather than life being a part of their business. And so there's, we might measure on, the value of the business at the end of the day, because we've helped them, make their business successful and to a point where it's much more valuable than it might have been when we started. We might measure the tizzy factor. So I'm going to share a story in that I started working with an individual who was 65 years of age, had a very successful practice, but he had just had triple bypass surgery and was stressed to the nines and really was very concerned about his life, let alone his business and his clients and his family and the people who worked for him. And so we sat down, and really what we wanted to do was harness his health and bring his stress levels down. And so when I met with Ernie for the first time, I said, Ernie, how are we going to measure success? I said, it seems like you're always in a tizzy. You're just going in circles all the time and you just can't settle down. And he's, Julie, that's exactly right. I'm in a tizzy. And I said, okay, well, let's measure the tizzy factor. And he said, what's that? And I just made it up in a moment. And I said, okay, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being really healthy stress and 10 being negative stress, and you being in a tizzy, where are you today, Ernie? And he said, Julie, I'm a 14. So we just built, over time, we started to develop measuring, okay, Ernie, today, what's your tizzy factor? And we just worked on things and helped him simplify his business and focus on the right things and start to have more time freedom as Art, and he loved to go to the Bahamas and had this beautiful boat in the Bahamas. And so he and Jan started to take more time off, and we built a structure in his business to allow him to do that and to feel like he was in more control of his financials. And there was somebody on his team to actually manage the rest. And so we spoke probably 3 or 4 years later at a best practices seminar for advocates here in Toronto. And I asked him on stage, Ernie, what's your tizzy factor today? And he said, Julie, it's a 2.
Wow.
So there is that, to me, that was more rewarding than some of the other successes we've had. But we've just seen, advisors grow as human beings, as leaders, as, have much more financial freedom. They're spending more time with their children. They have better relationships. They're connecting with the right clients, so they're more engaged and happy. And as a result of focusing on the right things and the measurement of financials and, focusing on sales and growth and doing the right thing for the client, we see extraordinary results and have lasting impact, Leo. And so it's just so rewarding, both monetarily for us, because, we do charge a fee for what we do.
Sure.
But at the same time, it's there's so much psychic reward as well.